Hi Year 6, welcome to video 2 for the Maths for Friday. So hopefully you have already watched video 1. If you haven't, please stop this video and go back and do that. You have hopefully also already had a go at the arithmetic in your book or on paper. So in this video I'm going to be going through the answers for the arithmetic and just picking out some of the trickier questions and explaining to you how you could have solved them. Okay, question 1, we've got something take away 5 equals 595. For that we just had to add 5 onto 595, so the answer was 600. Question 2, 452 take away something gives 351. The answer we were looking for there was 101. Okay, question 3, nice and easy, but you do get this kind of question on an arithmetic test. 4 times 6, 24. Question 4, we've been looking at these in our arithmetic practice at the beginning of our maths lessons this week. 50 times 20. So what we would do is do 5 times 2, which gives us 10. And then we know that 50 is actually 10 times bigger, so we add another 0. And 20 is 10 times bigger, so we add another 0. So our answer is 1000. Question 5, we are adding fractions. Really straightforward with this one. They have already got the same denominator, so all we need to do is add the numerators together and the denominator will stay the same. So 1/4 add 2/4 gives us the answer 3/4. Okay, question 6, it was a short multiplication. The answer is 140 for that. Question 7, we are subtracting fractions. This time they don't have the same denominator, so the first step would be to convert the denominators so that they are the same. So I would make the denominators here 12s. So first of all, we've got to ask ourselves, what do we times 4 by to get the denominator 12? We're timesing it by 3. So we have to do the same on the top. So we've times that by 3 there. And we must times by 3 on the top as well, which would give us 9/12. So 9/12, take away our 1/12, gives us the answer 8/12. Okay, question 8, 6.2 times by 100. Again, we've been practicing these this week in our arithmetic. So we are just moving the digits 2 places to the left. So that gives us the answer 620. Okay, question 9, similarly, this time we are dividing by 10. So rather than moving the digits to the left, we're moving them to the right. Because 10 has only 1 0, we are moving the digits 1 place to the right. So we end up with the answer 0.09. Okay, question 10, a little bit trickier. We are finding 15% of 540. Okay, the way we've been doing it this week in the videos, we've been finding 1% and then multiplying by the amount of percent we need to find. So that's what I'm going to model to you now. The other way of doing this was to find 10% and then half it and find 5% and add those together. Both ways would get you the same answer. So if I'm finding 1% of 540, my first step is to move the digits 2 places to the right because I am dividing by 100. So 1% of 540 is 5.4. And I would make a little note of that for myself. 1% equals 5.4. Okay, but the question asked me for 15%, so then I would do 15 times by 5.4. Put my decimal point in there. Or 5.4 times 15. Doesn't matter which way around I do it, I get the same answer. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 1 is 4. Add my 2 gives me 6. I apologise for my writing in this video, Year 6. I'm finding it harder on this programme to write than on the programme that I normally use. Next, I need my placeholder 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 1 is 5. Add my 2 is 7. Okay, and then I need to add up. So 0 add 0 is 0. 6 add 5 is 11. 7 add 1 gives me 8. Remember, my decimal point drops all the way down into my answer, so my answer is 81 for that question. I'm just going to write my answer there, 81. I'm going to circle it because that's my answer. Okay, question 11. I've got 1 2/3 add 1/9. So this time it's the same as adding fractions. I've just got a whole number in there as well. So I've got 1, and at the moment it's 2/3. I want to find that common denominator, so I'm going to convert it to ninths. I times 3 by 3 to give me the denominator 9. So I'm going to do the same on the top. I'm going to times it by 3, which is going to give me the numerator 6. So I got 1 6/9, add 1/9, which gives me 1 whole 1 and 7/9. Okay, question 12. It's very similar to question 10 in that I'm finding the percentage of an amount. So let's do it in exactly the same way. First of all, I need to find what 1% of 360 is, which in this case, 1% equals 3.6. And then I would do 3.6 times by 31, which gives me the answer 111.6. Okay, question 13. Again, we've been doing this for our arithmetic practice this week. We've got a fraction times by a whole number. When we do that, the denominator does not change, so we still have a 2 on the bottom, and it is the numerator that will change. So we do 1 times 3 on the top. So a half times 3 is 3/2. Okay, question 14. Again, we've been looking at these this week. We are doing a fraction divided by a whole number. In this case, the numerator doesn't change, so the 2 on the top will stay there, and on the bottom we've got to do 3 times 6, which is 18. So our answer is 2/18. Okay, question 15. We've got 0.5 times 220. The easiest way to do this question is if you know that 0.5, it means the same as a half. We're just asking ourselves, what is a half of 220? Half of 220, you can probably do that in your head, is 110. Okay, you might have done it as a long multiplication. You would have got the same answer, but it's just harder work to do it that way. If you know 0.5 is a half, half of 220 equals 110. Okay, question 16. We have got 1.5 times 180. Well, to do this one, we would ask ourselves, what is 1 lot of 180? If the question just said, so now I'm going to scribble out that half. If the question said 1 times 180, you would tell me that that answer is 180. Okay, then, done 1 times 180, next I'm going to deal with the other part of the question. I'm going to scribble the 1 out, which is a half times 180, or what is a half of 180? Half of 180 is 90. Now to find out then what 1.5 times 180 is, I need to add these two numbers together. So 180 add 90 gives me the answer 270. Okay, question 17. I think we're getting quite confident with our long multiplication now. If this was a test, this one would be worth 2 marks. Okay, so when you're marking your work, you can give yourself 2 marks for this question if you got the right answer. And the answer to this question today is 112,792. If you got that one correct, it's a 2-mark question. Apologise, that is supposed to be a 1 there. 112,792. And question 18, long division. Again, this would be worth 2 marks on the test, and it would come right at the end of the test, just like it does today. And the answer we were looking for there was 36. Okay, year 6. Mark your work. Give yourself a mark out of 20 then. Remember, those last 2 questions were worth 2 marks. Okay. If you double that score, that'll give you your arithmetic score. Remember, our arithmetic scores are normally out of 40 questions, so this was like half a test that you've had a go at doing this morning. All right, year 6. Well done with that.